Hello everybody, this is itisuni.com tutorials about robotics. Today I'm going to show you how to create a simple program using Python language. I will explain what is an integer, a string, how to convert them and how to make an if-else statement in Python. By the way, this is the continuation of our first tutorial. I showed you there how to input some information using your keyboard and how to print information on your display and how to add a variable to the string which you print. But now I would like to create a program where it asks how old are you, and then it understands who is older, the program or you are. For that we will need to make an if-else statement and also a few variables at the start. First of them is robot's age, which is equal 10. So we have created a variable, it is equal 10. It is an integer because it is a number and it is without quotes. I also would like to show you what is a string. It is robot's name, which is equal quotes and Bob inside them. These are two variables. First of them is an integer, because it is a number without quotes. The second one is a string, because it is inside quotes. The difference is that when you have an integer, you can make calculations with it. You can add, subtract, multiply, etc. Also, you can do that somewhere outside of the variable. For example, new number, it will be equal robot's age minus 5. And then we print new number. And let's delete this just for example. And you see it prints 5. It is because it has calculated robot's age minus 5. And it can make calculations because it is an integer. But we can't do the same with a string. For example, this number also can be a string. If we surround it with quotes, it will still be 10 but will be already a string. And we will have the same new number and robot's age, which is still 10, but already a string. It already doesn't contain information about numbers, it contains only letters. Numbers now are just like simple letters for this computer. And it will give us an error. Unsupported operand type for str and int, what means str is a string and int is an integer. Now you understand it does work in this case. But with strings we can add one string to another string, mix them and combine as symbols to make more complicated sentences. So this is a simple difference. You will feel it in the future. I will show it more later. First of all, let's change. Hello, my name is plus robot's name plus comma how old are you? Then let's call it my age because it's more logical. And let's keep the input. Then we need to delete this line and I will show you how to create an if-else statement. Now we have my age, which is equal input. And we know how old I am. And we need to compare who is older or what is a bigger number, robot's age or my age. For that we need to create if my age is less than robot's age and a colon. Then we need to have here tabulation or 4 spaces. And then let's print the next. In the case if I'm younger than the robot, it will say, cool, I'm older than you on plus a variable calculations plus years. We don't have this calculations variable yet. It will be a number on how years the computer is older than me. Let's define it here, above. Calculations are equal robot's age minus my age. As you already know, we can do calculations with robot's age because it is an integer. But unfortunately, this my age is a string because input is always a string. And it will give us an error on this line because it can't subtract my age from robot's age, because my age is a string at the moment. That is why we need to convert this input to an integer. int, we need to add int before input and surround input by round brackets. And now it is an integer. Also, I see one mistake here. I need to put here a quote. I missed it accidentally. And now it has started to get a green color for int because everything is alright. And now my age is an integer. And now calculations can be equal robots age, which is an integer, minus my age, which is an integer too. And then it will put these calculations through this place, but unfortunately it is an integer, but this is a string. Python can't add strings to integers. That is why we need to convert it and put here str in front of calculations. In another way, there will be an error here on this line. Then ELIF my age is more than robot's age. ELIF is else if, the second condition. First of all, it will check this one, and if this one is not true, it will check the next one. ELIF my age is more than robot's age, we print wow, you are older than me on str calculations plus years. And we again need to have here calculations, which is equal my age minus robot's age. Now it can answer me if I'm older than the robot. The next condition is ELIF my age is equal 0. Then print. It is not possible. You are probably older than 0. Here you see two signs of equality. This is how you need to type equality in if-else statements and while loops. And you need to put only a single sign of equality in variables. But also just imagine that here you will enter not only 0 but for example -5. Therefore here we need to type not only equal but less or equal. For example, if the answer is -5, it will print this line. And also notice, on this line my age is less than robot's age, it also can be -5. For example, my age is -5 and it indeed less than robot's age, which is equal 10. Now, in the case of -5, it will execute these lines instead of the last one. And that is not correct. Therefore, I need to add here and my age is more than 0. This is an example of how you can use AND in conditions. Also, you can use OR if you need. But now we need only AND. You understand the difference, right? When there is AND, it will check are this one and this one true. But if there is OR instead of AND, it will check if only one of them, this one or this one, is true. And it will execute these lines if one of them is true. But now we need if both of them are true. That is why we use AND here. And the last thing is else. It means any other conditions which is not this one, and this one. In our case, we have only one option. It is when our my age is not less, is not more, is not less or equal 0, it is equal 10. It is equal robot's age. Therefore, we need to print here, we are the same age. And that is our program. So, this is how you can make an if-else statement. Remember, you need to type if, ELIF, and else for the last one, which mean any other conditions except those ones which we already have checked. First of all, it will check this line. If it's true, it will execute these lines. But if it's not true, it will go further and will check the second condition. If it's true, it will execute these lines and will stop execution of if-else statement and will go out of it. If all if-else conditions are not true, it will execute the last else. Let's check. Hello, my name is Bob. How old are you? 30. Wow, you are older than me on 20 years. Then again, hello, my name is Bob. How old are you? 10. Wow, you are the same age. That's correct. Hello, my name is Bob. How old are you? -5. It is not possible. You are probably older than 0. That is correct. And let's say 5. Cool. I'm older than you on 5 years. So this is how an if-else statement works. Also, now you know that sometimes you need to convert strings to integers or integers to strings. That was the second part of this tutorial. In the next tutorial I will show you how to use isDigit method to check what exactly a user inputs, digits or letters. Please support us by pressing like or subscribing. We appreciate it very much. See you in the next tutorial. Bye!